The U.S. children's television show has released videos showing the new Muppets to educate children about race. The nonprofit Sesame Street workshop aims to provide families with tools they need to rebuild racial literacy. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Sesame Street debuts Black Muppet. It is March 24th, 2021. My name is Hakeem Brown, and this is Pop City Culture.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother. Welcome to the most listened to international podcast around the world. Hakeem and Reggie Brown are two young African-American boys speaking the truth. This is Pop City Culture.
Yo, what's up, everybody? We got a Black Muppet now, but we're gonna be talking more about that. Man, I didn't know Muppets were even a color, man. You know, I thought Muppets were like just Muppets. I mean, we didn't have to worry about race and stuff like that. But lately, man, we be hitting on all the spots, you know?
I'm going to have to say, yeah, I guess I do know. We are hitting them.
I just want to say, I want to introduce my brother.
Well, thank you there, little man. Thank you.
Hakeem, I am Reggie. And, you know, I want my brother to weigh in on this stuff. So here is my brother, again, Hakeem Brown.
Hey, what's up? So, yes, today we're going to be talking about the Muppets and how there's a Black Muppet now. But I don't know, you know, a long time ago, I believe there was another Black Muppet, but we're going to talk about that later, unless you want to talk about that now, Reggie?
Yo, man, what you think? You know I want to talk about it, man. That's why I'm here, ain't it, man? Right. What, you stupid,
well,
man?
No. You know what, Reggie? Let's take this the way we were going to do. So, you know, this is a little bit controversial between a lot of people. A lot of people are wondering why there's a Black Muppet.
I know, I'm wondering.
And it's because, you know, Sesame Street wants to talk about race stuff, and, you know, they can do it. It's their show. If that's what they feel they're going to evolve to.
Well, that's what we're going to be talking about, right?
Then, you know, like everything else, if people don't agree with it, they can just turn off the channel. So, anyways, Sesame Street is turning like 50. I mean, it's been around a long time. What do you think about that, Reggie?
Man, I think they got themselves a lot of loyal viewers, man. And I think they're doing a good thing because, you know, the Muppets, to me, they don't represent no kind of race. They just represent Muppets, you know what I'm saying?
You know, there's a lot of things
that
have been very controversial when it comes to the Muppets in the Muppet history. Do you know any of them there, Reggie?
Man, you know I don't know anything that was controversial with the Muppets, man. You got all the papers there. I know you're trying to set me up and look stupid again. Just get on with what was controversial, you know, man?
First we're going to say, I mean, you know, I remember Katy Perry, 2010, you know, she had an appearance on Sesame Street.
Oh, my God. Yes, she did, man. She is beautiful, man.
Yeah,
she's like
calm
unreal.
down there, Reggie.
I ain't calming down.
You know, when she was on Sesame Street, it was pulled after parents complained about the singer's outfit.
Haters gonna hate, man.
This is what it looks like, Reggie.
Man, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
She was wearing...
She looks good.
Like a wedding bonnet hat thing and...
Beautiful.
A necklace.
I love Katie, man.
Looked like she might have had on a cape or something, but she had a very low cut kind of yellow dress. I don't even care what you think about that, Reggie, because I know what you think.
Man, you don't know what I think. You don't know my backstory. Man, I just think she's
Calm
awesome,
down
man.
there. Calm down. Anyways.
Tell me to calm down. You calm down.
You know, the beloved children's show Sesame Street, you know, they celebrated their 50th anniversary. That's like a half a century of airtime under its belt. And let's face it, the show has provided very important childhood lessons for millions and millions of people. But, you know, like I said, you know, there has been some controversy. So
no doubt, controversy and everything in life, man.
There are a few things in there. We're going to mention, you know, I mean, while the long-running show has been known for its wholesome content, it hasn't been without controversial moments.
Man, you know there have been some controversial moments. I know you got this lined up. I got to hear this. I got to hear it because I don't even know what you're going to say.
And, you know, it's from introducing characters who address polarizing real-world issues and tackling serious topics like you know, death and grief. You know, Sesame Street has faced its fair share of criticism.
Say what?
on every side. Everybody has said something about it, whether it's positive or negative. But in honor of the show's half-century-long history, here's 11 of the most controversial moments in Sesame Street's history. So, I don't know if anybody knows this, but Sesame Street debuted in 1969, and cultural attitudes were very different back then. Do you know why, Reggie?
Man, probably because it was the 60s, man. I mean, come on, 60s, early 70s. Man, that's the age of Aquarius and stuff, man. I mean, that's like hippie stuff. Besides, they had to deal with racism and all that stuff, didn't they?
So, when old episodes were released in 2007, they came with an adult-only warning because they were so different back then. A whole lot different. I mean, despite its reputation as a children's show, we all know and love today. I mean, the early seasons of Sesame Street might not pass for, positive things in today's TV landscape.
Like what? Can you elaborate or something, man?
When the show first aired in 1965, it featured a number of scenes that adults of today, I'm just saying again, would feel uncomfortable with. Example.
Hurry up, man.
Children in one episode, they played in a construction site and jumped from old box springs. And
what's wrong with that? We do that now.
And in other ones, Cookie Monster, Reggie?
Yeah, I know Cookie Monster. He's my man. Cookie Monster, chocolate chip.
He was seen smoking a pipe.
Say what? Oh, man, say it ain't so. I guess by today's standards, heck no, that ain't gonna be acceptable, man. We like anti-smoking.
Well, when the episodes from that era was released on DVD in 2007, it came, like I said, with an adult-only warning. So, these early Sesame Street episodes were intended for grown-ups and may not be suitable for preschoolers' kids to. So, this is just in case. But, we wanted to talk about, the Black Muppet. Now, I don't know if people realize, way back in the day, in the early 1970s, there was another Black Muppet. They introduced a Black Muppet.
What was his name?
His name was Roosevelt Franklin, the first Black Muppet on Sesame Street.
Breaking barriers, I guess, right?
What do you think about that first? I really want to get your opinion, Reggie.
Well, like I said, man, it's like breaking barriers, I guess, man. I mean, you got a brother there on the set,
Yeah, well, guess what?
What am I guessing? What? Spit it out.
Sesame Street was accused of perpetuating negative stereotypes about black children.
Say what?
And was removed from the show in 1975. Now, Roosevelt, he was a main character on Sesame Street from 1970 to 1975. And like I said, the first Black Muppet to appear on the show.
Man, that is so wrong. Every time we get a little bit ahead, we get knocked down even as a Muppet.
And frankly, was removed. Parents criticized the character for promoting harmful stereotypes, that black children were rowdy and a bad influence to other children.
Man, that ain't good, man, stereotyping like that.
While Roosevelt also taught lessons of African culture and geography during the episodes, his bad behavior and regular visits to after-school detention.
Oh, my God.
That's right, detention. Ultimately made his departure more faster in 1975. Now, Roosevelt had oh my God, it was like purple skin. So it wasn't even brown skin.
Well, man, I guess you could say back then he was colored then, right?
Yes, Reggie, I guess you could say he was colored, whatever you want to say. And his hair wasn't really curly. It was like mad wild straight, I'd say. But from a picture I'm looking at a picture here of him, and he's got a striped shirt on and he's holding a basketball.
Man, not even a book, huh? Can't show he's intelligent.
A lot of black people hate to be stereotyped as though they play basketball because we know when it comes to Dad, what is it?
Yo, man, Dad couldn't play basketball to save his life, man. He ain't got no game.
Okay, Reggie, yes, Reggie. Sounds like you're having too much fun talking about Dad. So, anyways, there was another one without its incidences. Snuffleupagus was the figment of Big Bird's imagination until 1985. He was revealed to the rest of the cast as real after criticisms that the other characters not believing in Big Bird would silence childhood victims of sexual abuse.
I guess that's agreeable.
So, that was something, they had to change.
That's a good move,
So,
man.
I don't even know how to say his real name. It's like Mr. Aloysius Snuffleupagus. He was introduced to Sesame Street in 1971 as the imaginary companion to Big Bird. So, and we all know who Big Bird is. Big Bird is like what?
He's just a big old yellow oversized bird with a squeaky voice, man. I love Big Bird. I've been watching Big Bird since, stop interrupting me. I've been watching Big Bird since I was little, and Big Bird is my dog, man. He's my dog,
There was an actor,
What's his name?
When the actor who played Mr. Hooper died in real life, the show wrote the character's death into an episode. Through the years, I guess we can see how
what? What else you got?
Sesame Street tries to tackle
what?
Issues that are going on in the present day.
Present day what?
So, he had died of a heart attack in 1982, and it presented a challenge for the show's writers. So rather than writing a different reason for Lee's character, the store clerk, that's what he was.
Makes sense. I'm following you, yeah.
Mr. Hooper, to leave the neighborhood, the writers decided to confront the issue of grief hand-on and make it a learning experience for younger audiences. So the tribute episode titled Farewell, Mr. Hooper aired November 1983, and the episode showed Big Bird asking a group of adults on the show where Mr. Hooper was, followed by the cheerful grown-up explanation that Mr. Hooper died. And, it was a very sad episode, but, it tackled stuff.
Well, I agree, that was a good thing they did.
So the other thing I got is, the other controversial thing was Cammy. She was introduced as the first ever HIV positive Muppet on the South African version of Sesame Street in 2002.
Did you just say 2002?
Yeah, that's right. In 2002, the South African version of Sesame Street, Takalini Sesame introduced the franchise's first HIV Muppet, 5-year-old girl Cammy, in an effort to address the HIV/AIDS crisis in South Africa.
I'm gonna have to admit, man, I didn't know Sesame Street did a lot of these things like that.
Well, because many children of South Africa were being affected by the disease at the time of her creation, Cammy served to educate a young audience about living with the condition. And I don't know if you know this, but President Bill Clinton, he even appeared in a PSA with the character.
Yo, that's something I didn't know. I didn't know presidents even did cameos and stuff like that. I'm pretty impressed there, man. Give him some kudos, man.
The next one is, due to heightened concerns about growing rates of childhood obesity in the United States, Cookie Monster got a healthier diet. So, they took away his cookies. That was another one.
Say it ain't so.
And I don't know if you know, an Israel version of Sesame Street introduced Mabob, an Arab Israeli Muppet who spoke Hebrew and Arabic as a response to growing Israel-Palestinian conflict. So, the Israeli production of Sesame Street. So, as you know.
I didn't know the Muppets were way over there, man. I didn't know that at all.
Sesame Street is all over the world.
Well, now I know, man. I had absolutely no clue, no idea it was that popular all over the world like that.
So, like I said, Israeli production of Sesame Street, Rekov Sassum introduced a Muppet named Mabob in 2006. Mabob is an Arabic Israeli Muppet who was bilingual. And he was, like I said, added in the show as an effort to promote tolerance in the show's young viewers. Now, the character introduction came as a response to growing Israeli-Palestinian conflict. And, that was a really bad issue for a children's show to tackle. So, but they did it, and children today grew up in Israel, are living in a very tense times.
Yo, man, it's tough living over there. I'm telling you, it's tough living over there.
Hopefully this show helped out a little bit.
I hope so too, man.
I don't know if you know this.
Well, I ain't got no till you tell me.
In 2009, Oscar the Grouch raised some eyebrows after taking shots at cable news stations CNN and Fox News.
Oh my God, that must have been. I didn't see that.
The writers of Sesame Street were accused of making fun of Fox in a skit featuring Oscar the Grouch in 2009. In the episode, Oscar appears as an anchor on the Grouchy News Network. GNN, during his segment, the Muppets received a call from a viewer who says, "From now on, I'm watching Fox News." Now there is a trashy news show.
Oh, man, tell me how you really feel, right?
PBS representative responded to the complaint from Fox, stating that although the skits were too good to resist, it should have been resisted.
Oh, man, they didn't even lie about it. Try to deny about it. Oh, man.
So that's the thing, you know. And
well, I know now, man, they just be hitting the fly, man.
Those were the most controversial moments. Now, you know, there's a thing that, you know, the Street Gang director explains why Sesame Street once got the backlash from black parents.
Oh, man, I gotta hear this.
You know, big, because I know you had wanted to say something about the
What? Tell me what.
you know, about the Black Muppet. So, the director of a documentary, Street Gang, says that Sesame Street may be an institution today, but it faced a number of roadblocks on its road to staying on the air for the last 50 years. I mean, in the 60s, the iconic show got pushback from white families who objected to its integrated cast, but also from black parents who didn't like how one Muppet represented their entire race. And that's that Black Muppet we were talking about. Now, in its early days, Mississippi Public Broadcasting Station refused to air Sesame Street because...
Are you kidding me? Why would they do that?
Numerous white families didn't like that the show featured white and black children and adults living on the same street. The documentary Street Gang, How We Got to Sesame Street, which premiered at Sundance, explained that local stations eventually caved because the show was so widely popular on commercial networks.
So they didn't put it on because they wanted to. They put it on because they were losing money. All about the money.
One of the lesser-known stories early on was about a character, like we said, named Roosevelt Franklin. A black Muppet with purple felt skin that was created by Matt Robinson, the original Gordon on Sesame Street. Now, I think, he says, I initially thought that maybe the white parents couldn't handle Roosevelt because he was too black. But it was actually the black parents. It was the parents of the black children who didn't want to be symbolizing their culture. Director Marilyn Agro said at a conference, "We love that people think this story is about Sesame Street and we're going to see Muppets, and it is. But in hundreds of other things you don't see coming, and that's what we love the most." But, in the end, we all know what happened to Franklin. He got the boot.
But yeah, man, I mean, one black Muppet can't define the whole culture, man. I mean, but what do they got now? They got the new Black Muppet, right?
They have a Black Muppet now.
And what?
We are going to see what is actually going to happen with the Black Muppet. The U.S. television show, they released a video featuring...
Now, what was it? One Black Muppet?
Two new Muppets to educate children about race. African-American dad Elijah and his son Wes are featured in one of the videos talking to well-loved furry red Muppet Elmo about differences in skin color due to melanin. Now, in a roughly 3-minute segment, the Muppets stress the importance of not forgetting that despite differences in appearance, we're all human.
I mean, come on, man. What else would we be? Muppets or something? Come on, man.
The new Muppets were introduced as part of the ABC Racial Literacy Videos resources produced by nonprofit Sesame Street Workshop as part of its commitment to social justice. What do you think about that, Reggie?
Man, anything that helps out the black community and the ghetto and helps us in a positive way, man, I'm all for that. That's what I think.
So, I guess they have a lot of plans because they have new Muppets with autism on Sesame Street, and I also heard they were going to have a Latino Muppet coming up soon. But the fact is, there are people who are upset.
Why are they upset? Why are they got to be upset?
They're thinking, they really don't understand the whole Muppet thing, and that's because they're saying, so what are you saying? All the other Muppets were all white? Are the red and blue and green Muppets supposed to be white?
Oh my God, I didn't think about that. White Muppets, maybe that's what they were.
So people, kids want to be kids, and they just see the Muppets as Muppets, just as Muppets.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's all I ever saw. I just saw the Muppets as Muppets. I didn't see them as no color, no race, no ethnic group, no nothing. Just Muppets.
I'm looking at the picture of the Black Muppets, the father and son, Elijah and Wesley. And, they have brown skin. I'm
going to have to be honest, man. Those don't look like Muppets, man. Those look like puppets. Puppets.
And one's dark brown. The other one's a shade lighter. And they have curly hair, and they have a fade cut.
Rocking that
So,
shade.
I guess we will see what's going to happen in the days ahead. And we're going to probably see what's going to happen with everybody's opinion, because everybody's going to have an opinion on this. So, and I'm sure this isn't going to be the end of it. So, until then, we're going to have to see what happens. And, Reggie, we all know what time it is, right?
Yeah, man, it is time for your words of wisdom about the Black Muppet. So, my brother, I want you to take it away and do a good job. Go on.
In our lives, we only get one childhood, one life. And we have to embrace it and love it, because we can never go back in that time again. But now, we have a childhood television show that is going to teach us, the people, about race. Is this good or is this bad? I'm not sure. I would think it would be our parents' job to teach us about race and their beliefs, but maybe that's not a good thing either, or our teachers. I don't know what's good or bad. We talked about the Black Muppet way back in the day, and the bottom line is, back then, he was stereotyped. This is true. This is why he was taken off the air. But all I can say is I hope this new version of the Muppet will help and heal America, because right now we do need a lot of healing. Right now we need something so our kids can look forward to and explain why the world is the way it is, because adults just aren't doing the job. So maybe we do have to turn to a street on Sesame Street. I hope in the future we can look back at this time and see how positive this was. And I hope these two black characters can define and make a difference in the world we live in today and tomorrow, as we reflect on yesterday. And let's hope we never repeat history again. But I congratulate Sesame Street for taking a stance and for actually showing and dealing with racism. Because right now, I believe in the world, this is something we need. This is something we all need. And guess what? We're going to find it here on Sesame Street.
Thank you for your words of wisdom, big brother. I really like what you had to say. It's a good reflection. And that brings us to the end of our show. I'm going to hand this baton over to my brother.
Well, thank you very much, Reggie. And that's going to bring us to the end of our show.
Yo, man, I just said that.
We're here every week live to teach you guys and just talk to you guys and hang out and let you guys know what's going on in the world. So, until we talk again, hey, Reggie, say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
That's right. Until we talk again later on, be kind and affectionate to everyone. Remember whose you are. Peace.
Yo, man, that's something else, man. A Black Muppet. Oh, man, I wonder what next, man. I wonder if they're going to put dreadlocks on that little brother. That'd be something else. All right. See y'all later. We out.